Welcome to World Crisis YouTube channel. In a significant new development in the Gaza conflict, the Al-Qassam brigades have released a video showing Israeli captive Guy Dalal being driven through the streets of Gaza City amidst ruins and destruction. This footage is far from a mere detail. It carries potent political, military, and psychological messages directed not only at the Israeli public and international opinion but also at the residents of Gaza. Militarily, the video sends a clear signal. Despite nearly 22 months of ongoing warfare and repeated Israeli claims of dismantling Hamas's infrastructure and asserting full control over Gaza, Al-Qassam remains operational and mobile within the city. The fact that a prisoner is seen driving near a known landmark like the Red Cross headquarters underlines Hamas's continued ability to maneuver, document, and communicate from the heart of Gaza. The captive himself speaks of the continuous bombings, air raids, and aircraft overhead, indications that the battle is far from over and that Israel has yet to fully secure control, even with its scorched earth tactics. Al-Qassam's message to the Israeli public is stark. Your captives are alive, but their fate is tied to your government's decisions. The choice of words used by Dalal, such as, "We are prisoners of our government more than of Hamas," directly targets Prime Minister Netanyahu, aiming to erode public trust in his leadership. This psychological warfare is no less critical than military confrontation. The hostages have become internal pressure tools. Al-Qassam is well aware of the Israeli society's sensitivity toward the issue of captives, and any governmental neglect could spark widespread protests. Guy Dalal also issued pointed accusations against Netanyahu, Ben-Gvir, and Smotrich, alleging that they have no real intention of retrieving the captives. Such statements are likely to be seized upon by the opposition and could intensify internal pressure on a government already grappling with an unprecedented crisis of confidence. The release of this video coincides with reports from Israel's Channel 14 about an imminent large-scale military operation in Gaza. This timing suggests that Al-Qassam intended to preempt such an operation with a warning: if you advance, the captives will die. It's a strategic attempt to deter further incursions or at least raise the cost of any ground operation. The video also reveals a dual humanitarian dimension: the suffering of the Israeli captives on one hand, and the plight of Gaza civilians under siege and starvation on the other. Dalal refers to the deliberate starvation of civilians, echoing leaked information that the Israeli army is preparing for an operation starting with air raids followed by a ground invasion. Should such an operation commence, it would pose a serious threat to the lives of the captives. Al-Qassam has made it clear that it will not withdraw from the city, suggesting that any large-scale assault could lead to direct confrontations in areas where captives are held. This places the Israeli leadership in a strategic dilemma: proceed with the operation and risk the captives' lives, triggering public backlash, or negotiate a prisoner exchange under growing political pressure, which would be perceived as a concession but might become inevitable. In conclusion, the video demonstrates that Al-Qassam remains active and capable of managing a complex war that is simultaneously military, psychological, and media-driven. Israel faces a true impasse. Captives remain held, the city is not fully under control, and internal dissent is mounting. The situation evokes past experiences where Israeli neglect of captives eventually led to painful and significant deals. This is a turning point in the war. The video is not mere propaganda, it is a high-level operational and political message. Al-Qassam's message is clear: there will be no resolution without a price, and any military campaign will have internal consequences for Israel. The longer the government delays a resolution, the more pressure it will face at home, and the greater the room Al-Qassam has to maneuver. Dalal also stated that he and 8 others remain inside Gaza and will not be moved, effectively warning the Israeli government and army that any invasion will likely result in their deaths. The footage of the car moving through destroyed streets, passing civilians, underscores the resistance's awareness of its messaging strategy and its use of media for psychological impact. This video is a reminder of Al-Qassam's ability to bring captives above ground for messaging purposes, and perhaps return them underground at will. It also signals that the tunnel network remains active. The implication is that if Israel targets a building or a vehicle, it may be killing its own captives. After nearly 700 days of warfare, the captives appear to be in physically stable condition, though they suffer mentally. They place blame squarely on Netanyahu's right-wing government, accusing it of prolonging the conflict and refusing to engage in a ceasefire or exchange deal. Their message is clear: although physically well, they are mentally broken by the intransigence of their own leadership, not their captors. The resistance, by showing them above ground, signals that it retains the upper hand in both visibility and control. The World Crisis YouTube channel is not responsible for the content presented in this translation. This report is intended solely for educational and entertainment purposes. The views and narratives expressed are those of the original sources and do not necessarily reflect the views of the channel or its affiliates.